targets.
And that's the irony. Herzog is from the left in Israel. And speaking of left-wing groups, the Jewish Council of Australia, which is a fringe left-wing, supposedly Jewish representative group, although they represent a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of the Jewish community. And look, frankly, their desperation for relevance was on full display today when they took out a massive full-page ad in The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald. They claimed their open letter against Herzog's visit was signed by 1,000 Jews, 700 of whose names were printed in the newspaper, except when you drill into many of these names, many are actually fake, made up, or insults or names of Nazi collaborators. They had Milket Tachat, which apparently means ass licker in Hebrew, Joseph Haydn, Eliza Grunbaum, and Carmen Mori. These were notorious collaborators with the Nazis. And then earlier this evening on the Kenny Report, a man, David Slade, talked about how his and his wife's name were included on this list, even though they had no idea that they were going to be included. Have a look.
Of course, they included people who are Zionists, like my wife Tammy and me, without our knowledge, without our consent, without our approval, in a national newspaper. We were mortified. We were horrified. This is a gross ethical failure, a clear act of misrepresentation, and it corrodes communal trust.
Gosh, they were so desperate to fill up their 700 Jewish names that they had to start making names up and letting through insults and Nazi collaborators. It's disgraceful.
Yeah, and it just confirms, and again, like let 1,000 flowers bloom, it just confirms this sort of grotesque lie that, you know, these feral, you know, hardline extremists are in no way anti-Semitic. They're just, you know, anti-Zionist. There are about 120,000 Jews in Australia. These guys couldn't even get 1,000 fake signatures.
Yeah.
Right? And then of the 700 that go there, even those are riddled with clearly made up names or people whose names have been put on without their permission or their knowledge. So we are talking, you know, well, like about what, 0.5%? That would be, if it's even legit, that would be between 0.5% and less than 1% of the entire Jewish population. But of course, these guys are, you know, Jews for Palestine. You know, they're not, you know, that doesn't mean we're going after Jews, just 99%.
They missed the lesson. You would well remember, Joe, as well. Your first day as a journalism cadet, one of the first things they tell you is triple check the names. You never get the names wrong. Maybe they should have gone checking the names to make sure Arslicker didn't make it into their petition, because it rather discredits what they're trying to say.